Hello everyone, this is day 92, building a house every day for 100 days. Real quick before we get into this one, I just want to thank my two newest patrons, Francisco and I'm Lunar. I really appreciate it. This first house is dedicated to Francisco, and the next one will be dedicated to I'm Lunar. So yeah, if you want a house dedicated to yourself, just $3 down below. It's just $8 then if you want to get the second tier, which lets you choose the theme. But yeah, let's get into it. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween to everyone watching. Kind of knew I had to do something at least kind of Halloween themed. I wasn't exactly sure what though. You can kind of see me struggling here with the plans for the build, but I got like kind of an idea in my head, but you'll see as I build it. I get the frame in for like the main front part of the house and this back part, which gets like a little bit wider. And these two like sections on the left and right. In my head, I was gonna put like two separate towers there, almost castle-like, but not really. But you'll see how it comes out. So get the frame in. I know I'm gonna go for kind of a similar block palette to the house you could just barely see on the left there. Forget what day it was, day 81, I believe. Yeah, that's a house, day 81, which was like this black roof with like spruce, dark oak. So I'm just kind of filling the frame in here. I know I'm gonna have the foundation as well, stone bricks. I go back and texture that in a bit. Shape is really weird. Just not really sure how I'm supposed to connect these like kind of towers. I honestly didn't think this through like at all. I just kind of knew I wanted these towers. So I just ignore it, basically. That's what I do every time. If I don't know what I'm doing with something, I just completely ignore the problem and I come back to it. So I start filling everything in here, and then I can come back to towers. Fill it in. I decided to move it forward so I could fit some stuff on the back. First, I kind of think maybe the towers can be almost in the back of the house. It was just doing a lot of thinking on how they're going to connect. They're also too big here. I don't know what I was doing. So again, I ignore the problem and I start working on some other stuff. I just fill the roof in with black wool for now. I know I'm going to come back and texture it, do a whole gradient and everything with it after. Come back to the towers. Unfortunately, I do actually have to build these. So I finally kind of settled on the position I'm actually going to use for them. I decided to put a third one in as well, which wasn't really in the initial plan, but I think it kind of evened everything out a bit. I decided to kind of extend the roof out a little bit more to just connect to the towers. I think this was a good call. It looked kind of bad without it. It looked really unnatural. Just fixes a lot of problems by doing this. Makes everything a lot easier, really. So just fix everything here, head to the back and do the same. Come back over to the front here. Liking the shape of the house. Obviously the red wool is placeholder, but I'm sure you can assume that. I get this kind of like section on the back just because I figure the back looked really empty, and this also helped hide where the tower connected to the ground, which just kind of like fixed a lot of issues because it connected really weird. So just put that up, cover it. It's kind of like what a lot of building is. You're just like noticing a problem and you're thinking of the easiest like solution to it. I get these like kind of like frames in front. I put the tower on this, very similar to, I believe it was day 60, the towers on this house. I just send them to stone. Start figuring out the gradient I want to use for this. Gradient, it's very worth it to do a gradient, but like I feel like I say this often, it just takes forever. So we get to the gradient here. Start with tough and then take it up to cobble and then stone bricks and cracked stone bricks, stone, andesite, and then at the top we use the lightest gray block, which is like light gray concrete powder, sorry. It looks pretty good, but again, just takes forever. So left one's done, head over to the right one here. I don't want to avoid like copy and pasting it, so I gotta do a whole unique texture on this one as well, which just takes a minute. But I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I think it's really worth learning how to do gradients. It just helps a lot. It makes a lot of builds look way better. And this middle tower, which is like not a full tower, so wasn't too worried about this one. It's a lot shorter. See, it's 3 towers kind of in. Happy with the way it looks. Head up, I get just like this kind of spike on them, like the top of the tower. It's making me in a point. Pretty like standard shape. I feel like I use this exact shape a lot. Maybe not a lot, but like a good amount in houses. Some trapdoors, Just some extra detail, put a wall on top. Then I paste on the other ones and like rotate it. It's just not much of a point in building it 3 times, I'm gonna be honest. So just, you know, save a bit of time. Finally come down here and start this, which is kind of a nightmare. Texturing the roof here. I'm not really a fan of doing this, but you know, especially since it's like this weird block palette. It's got like concrete powder in it, so it kind of falls. It's just kind of annoying to work with, but I fill it in. It's just concrete and then coal block. Then we get concrete powder, deep slate, and then, you know, lighter deep slate. As I'm doing this, for those interested, you know, there's a Patreon link down below, $3. I might have already plugged it this video, but you know, a couple things to promote for a second here while I'm doing this. I just got a Discord, basically. I'd really appreciate it if you join that. We got a cool community forming over there. So yeah, Patreon, Discord, gonna be linked down below. But you know, finish with the roof. I get those anvils in, kind of, I don't know exactly what to call them, but they're just like these intricate details on top, and I like the way they look. Get these windows here on the left and right as well. Gotta use the debug stick to make the glass connect, but I think it's worth it. It looks pretty cool. Go back down to like the main part of the house. With this frame here, I kind of curve it with stairs and trapdoors, and also get these windows in. I just feel like adds a lot to it. Kind of makes just the frame like flow better, if that makes sense. Got a nice natural kind of curve to it. If you don't do it, it looks just too angular and like square. I just on the left and right sides with the tower to like just kind of extend like a roof over it. Doesn't really connect to anything. Probably doesn't make much sense, but honestly, I just feel like it was worth it. It helped it a lot. Kind of just, it looks less empty now on the sides of the towers, and they look like they belong more. So I'm pretty happy I did that. Get a really quick porch in the front. Nothing like too fancy. Definitely a lot simpler than like the porch you can see over there on the left on the last house, which maybe I'll link that down below. They're all on a playlist if you want to see that. That should also be linked down below. Like 93 videos now, 92 videos. But yeah, take these like flower pots around the back with like trapdoors around them. It's a lot of like really simple, like small details. Just they really add together to make the whole house itself way more interesting. Get a bunch of lanterns in. Obviously some flower pots too. Just light the space up. Especially since I'm using like a darker block palette here. You kind of really need the lanterns in there to light it up. If you don't, it kind of just looks very dark, especially with shaders. Without shaders, it looks pretty good, but you know, it's a YouTube video, so I'm using shaders. So, you know, you need a lot of lanterns. I mean, it's like the structure of the house itself mostly done. Not a whole lot to do with the like actual build. I got a path in at the front. Texture the foundation really quick. It's just mossy cobble, mossy stone bricks, and a bit of cracked stone bricks. Bit of moss in there too. Add some leaves around it. Pretty simple. Blend it into the terrain a bit more. Some grass. A few ferns as well, tall grass, that kind of stuff. Just fill the space out. Head over here to the left. Get just a really quick custom tree in. Really simple to build, only takes about a minute. Adds a lot to it in my opinion. Just make sure there's a lot of air blocks, like not too cylindrical shaped. Azalea leaves on the top, spruce on the bottom. I get some fences and fence gates in there, and it's just a pretty simple tree. I'll get some fences to line the path over there on the right. They don't have to meet up or anything. I think it looks better if they don't actually meet up. I'll get a quick sign dedicating it to my patron, Francisco. Appreciate it. Start on the interior here. It's pretty... I don't want to say it's a simple interior. It's just not anything too weird. Once I kind of clean the space up, it becomes pretty obvious what I'm going to do with it. But it's just, you know, a lot of random blocks in here, a lot of weird shapes. So, you know, just clear it out, get the ceiling in. Obviously the floor, dark oak. Works well with the spruce. Get this quick welcome area. Some bookshelves. Head outside real quick because I forgot earlier. Put some pumpkins around. This is kind of the Halloween episode, so need some pumpkins. I was planning on doing that earlier, but just kind of slipped my mind. Yeah, head back inside. Get an armor stand. Add some like orange armor to it. Just kind of fits. Some black on there too. You don't see anything here. Definitely not doing anything weird. You know, there's no way to choose the cat without commands. So unfortunately, I just had to kill like 10 cats to get this one. But I figured the black cat kind of fit. Made sense with the build. Head back over to this kind of main space. Decide that these like 2 towers just kind of made sense to have 2 spiral staircases to get to the top floor. So it's just kind of symmetrical. I like the way it looks. Made sense. Get the kitchen in. Kind of like enclose it a bit. This was kind of a weird shape. Just kind of fill the space up a bit. Can't really see what I'm doing right now. But I was putting some plants around. Get this black carpet on the left. On the right here, I get this orange carpet. I just think it kind of... It was kind of a nice, like, just random, unique part of this build to have, like, the 2 different colors featured on the inside on the carpet. Make this right side, this entertainment space. I was going for a different painting, but I remembered, you know, Halloween build, and that thing has, like, a skeleton on it, so I figured it fit. Color looked nice, too. Over here on the left, we got, like, a dining area. I moved the spiral staircase like a block so it kind of fits better because it was kind of coming out weird. Bunch of paintings, some flower pots, like pressure plates and stuff. Armor stand under there, kind of like storage stuff under the staircases. And yeah, we head upstairs. Pretty simple upstairs as well. I feel like I left this interior maybe a little emptier than I usually would. I feel like maybe I should have sectioned the space off a bit more. I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of just a weird shape with the roof. But yeah, the carpet, carry the same 2 colors up. I just wanted to keep that kind of theme up here. Over here is the bed area. Same 2 colors, obviously, for Halloween. Get the correct cat on the first try this time, which is pretty cool, you know. Didn't have to kill any cats for this. Gonna put a black candle up there, match the cat, and like the wool and everything. Couple more lanterns to light the ceiling up. Entertainment space. The classic fighter painting. You know, as you do. Just kind of like the way it looked with a bunch of like lanterns hanging from the ceiling, because like the ceiling was very like, you know, it's obviously like black blocks, so it just kind of like looks dark no matter how much light you put there. So I feel like the lanterns kind of looked interesting. I decided to use these like 2 individual towers, mostly just for the way they look on the outside with like colorful bookshelves and stuff in it. It looks better on the outside if you can kind of see into those like sections. So I put a bunch of bookshelves in there, a bunch of paintings, just color and light really to just make it look better on the outside. Spent a bunch of paintings on the inside, so I kind of forgot to do that. And yeah, that's really about it. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate the support recently. Channel's been doing really well. I like the video too, you know, YouTube algorithm stuff. Maybe drop a comment. You can leave suggestions down below too. I follow some of them. Check out the Patreon. Just $3. You get access to, well, it'll be 100 houses when I'm finished with the series. You get access to everything on the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Thanks for watching. Join the Discord. Yeah, do that.